8 things you need to know about print on demand and Facebook ads. A lot of people want to see more Facebook ads related content specifically for your print on demand businesses. So I thought I would create a video talking about 8 things you really need to know. And of course there are a lot more than 8 things, but let's just start with these 8. Let's get straight into it. Number 1, margins are low, and it's all about finding that viral ad that gets tons of shares and organic clicks. So if we have a look at how much a base t-shirt costs, with Printful it's $8.77, and I've had a good experience with Printful, so that's why I'm using them. Now, on top of that base price t-shirt, you've also got, let's say, Shopify costs and any other apps that you might have within Shopify. And then on top of that, you have your actual Facebook ads cost. So yes, you're thinking there's no profit margin here. You're making no money here. But truth be told, 9 times out of 10, you might not make money with this strategy. However, what we are looking for is that 10th time. It's all about finding that one audience and that one t-shirt that just blows up, because that's what will go viral, that's what will get tons of shares, tons of organic clicks, tons of organic sales, and that is when you are literally winning the Facebook ad lottery. You end up not paying for 90% of the sales you're bringing in, so it kind of averages it out, and then you start making a serious amount of money. But again, finding this audience, finding this t-shirt design, finding this whole thing that kind of clicks together and becomes a viral ad isn't easy, and it can take time. It took me a while, but once you find it, you can keep pumping money into the ad and it will bring back a serious amount of money. And once you've done that and you have a bit more money, you'll kind of know how it works, how to do it again, how to replicate it, and then you can just keep doing it over and over and over again. Don't forget to smash that like button if you're learning something new. Now, moving on to number 2, layered targeting is king. What do I mean by this? Layered targeting is when you layer interest. For example, if you have a dog mum t-shirt, there are 2 ways to advertise that t-shirt. The first one being you can target everyone who likes specific dog interests and all the mothers out there, and that will bring you a huge audience of all mothers and everyone who likes dog related t-shirts. Or what you can do is you can target anyone who likes dog related things, interests, let's say dog rescue or, dog magazines, whatever they could be. And then you can narrow the audience. So rather than add another interest to the first box, you can click narrow audience down, and then in the narrow audience section, you can then target mothers. And what this means is you are now targeting mothers who also like specific dog-related interests, which will bring a much smaller niche audience that will be so much more targeted and way easier to get sales. And the ad will be a lot cheaper because you're not going to get random unrelated people clicking on your ad. Number 3, you need a Facebook page to connect to in order to create newsfeed ads. And now you might not know what newsfeed ads are, and I'm gonna get to that in number 4, but basically newsfeed ads are the best type of ads, and let's just move on. So with a page, you want to create a page that has a very gripping thumbnail and a gripping name, because these are 2 things that someone is going to see when looking at your ad. They're gonna see your thumbnail over there and they're gonna see the name. If it's some obscure, unrelated thing, then they might not click through, they might not follow you, and they might not actually interact with your ad at all. So make sure it's niche specific and make sure it's relevant to what you're selling. Now, if you don't know what you're going to be selling, it's much harder to do this, but I like to always say create niche specific pages, whether it's a dog page or a cat page or a mountain biking page, right? Then you can come up with a name and an image that will work with any of your ads that you're planning on doing. Now, what I've seen a lot of people do, it's very sneaky, it's a very sneaky trick, is I've seen people use a Facebook page named Amazon, right? And then, because again, you can title a name anything you want, they've used the name Amazon, they've used the Amazon logo in the image, and then they've made their ad look like Amazon's ads, which is kind of tricking people into thinking these are Amazon ads when they're not Amazon ads, because obviously an Amazon ad will probably convert a lot better because of the trust behind Amazon. So don't be one of those people. Don't do that, because that's just wrong. Instead, make a niche specific page, a good niche specific title and a thumbnail, and you'll be good. Number 4, newsfeed ads are the most popular. Now, on Facebook, you have tons of different placements that your ad can show up on. Now, I like to stick to newsfeed ads. They typically end up being the most expensive, but there's a reason for that. And that's because they'll get the most amount of engagement, they'll get the most amount of clicks, they'll get the most amount of eyeballs on it, and they just end up being the best type of ad. Now, if you want, you can test all different types of ads. You can set the placement to automatic. You can let Facebook, kind of spread your ad around, and then you can see which one is performing best for you. But after my testing, I kind of like sticking to newsfeed ads now because I just feel they do the best. Now, a newsfeed ad is an ad that shows up when you're scrolling through the Facebook newsfeed. So, you could be scrolling and you could see a picture of your best friend's cat, and then you could scroll more and you can see, one of your friends got engaged or they had a baby or whatever, but then bam, they see your ad right there on the newsfeed. That is what a newsfeed ad is, and that's why it gets the most amount of attention, because people are scrolling through the newsfeed. Number 5, Facebook works way better than Instagram. Since Facebook now owns Instagram, when creating an ad, you can select that the ad shows up on Instagram, but I personally haven't had much luck with this. And that's because I feel Instagram is very much a short attention span social media platform. So people are scrolling and they're liking and sometimes commenting and maybe sometimes watching a very short form video, but that's about it. They're not really interacting with posts. Now, of course, I'm not saying ads don't work on Instagram. There are tons of ads that work within stories and within the newsfeed, but I've had a lot more success with Facebook ads, and that's because I feel like Facebook is a much better platform for keeping someone's attention. You've got friends' statuses on Facebook, you have images, you have long form content like videos and posts and sometimes even articles. So creating an ad on Instagram, there's much more chance that when someone is scrolling through, they'll be okay to stop, look at your ad, maybe interact with your ad. Whereas with Instagram, they might scroll through and double tap to like it and then just continue scrolling, which is not something we want. And most importantly, this is just my experience. I've had a lot more success with Facebook ads rather than Instagram ads. There are going to be people out there who are the complete opposite of me, but I'm sharing what has worked for me. You don't want to advertise a Redbubble related t-shirt. You want to advertise a t-shirt from your own website, whether it be Shopify, Squarespace, maybe you're trying out the new spring website builder, whatever it is, but you want to advertise directly to your website, not to a platform like Redbubble. The reason for this is because your margins, as I said earlier, are very low, and with Redbubble, the base cost for a t-shirt is $16.58, which by the way is absolutely ludicrous at how expensive a base price for a t-shirt is. But regardless of that, once you add your own, let's say 20% on top of that, so you're now charging $19.90 for a t-shirt, you have to realize that if you are sending traffic directly to Redbubble, firstly, you don't get the email, you don't get the customer. So in a way, it's kind of like a waste of money, because maybe they do buy, but then you never see or hear from them again. By sending them to your own website, you can then capture that customer. Right, now besides all of that, the cost of sending to Redbubble and the cost of the base price, plus the cost of ads and all of these other elements, it will be very, very hard for you to make any money. Even if you have a semi-viral ad, because of that huge base price, is going to be very tough for you to actually make money. The reason I always say send to your own website, because then you can capture the emails, you can do a cart abandonment app. So if they don't actually buy but they add it to their cart, you can send them another email, you can ping them or whatever, and then you can do retargeting ads. There's so much more you can do if you send to your own website. Now, another reason why I would say integrate, your own website with maybe Printful or another third-party platform, because let's say Printful, for example, the cost of a base price t-shirt, if it's white, black, or gray, is $8.77, which is way cheaper, and you've now increased your margin so much. If you sell the t-shirt for $19.90, a bit like Redbubble, rather than make, $3 or so, you're now making over $11 per sale, which definitely increases your margin and allows you to spend more on Facebook ads and not be so worried about making a loss. That's one of the biggest benefits when sending to your own website, not even thinking about cart abandonment, email capturing, having your own reviews and all these other things. It's just so many benefits. Number 7, you don't want so much text in your ad. In fact, with a Facebook ad image, only 20% of that image is actually allowed to have any text on it. And just because you're allowed to fill up 20% of the image with text, doesn't mean you should. Maybe it's okay to put like sale now or buy or whatever, some form of call to action, but it's really not necessary. And I've actually found from my most successful ads, they've literally just been a t-shirt picture, like at an angle, something like that. And that just works brilliantly. Now, you can always add words to the title, the description of the top of the ad, where you can have like a little update, like a status update. That's where you can have the description. As well as that, you'll have the title of the link and a little description underneath that as well. So there's plenty of space for you to add text. Not that you need to, you want to add just a very small amount of text. Most importantly, you want to add a call to action. So, get this t-shirt now, or do you like this t-shirt? Something like that. You don't want to necessarily say comment down below because Facebook don't really like that so much, but you can definitely pose a question, just like, do you like dogs? Well, then this t-shirt is perfect for you. Something like that. And finally, number 8, you want to advertise funny t-shirts. I'm sure you have tons of different t-shirts you want to advertise, and truth be told, the only way to get an accurate answer of what will do better is to test it. But if you don't want to spend that money testing serious t-shirts and funny t-shirts and all of that, then this is what this video is for, because based on my experience of doing that exact testing, I found that funny t-shirts do a lot better. And the reason for that is this whole Facebook ads and print on demand idea is based on the fact that we need to try and go viral to get those organic sales to make sure our profit margins are good. Try and advertise your funny t-shirt over the more serious t-shirts, as they have the chance of going viral way more. Now, there are a ton more than just these 8 things, which I'm happy to talk about and happy to make videos on. I just wanted to start with these particular 8 things to kind of get your feedback, see if you like it, and let me know in the comments down below what you think. Like I said, I'm happy to make more videos, and as well as that, I've got an entire Facebook ads tutorial coming out for 2021 with the new Facebook ads look and everything you need to know about pixels, retargeting, just everything. It's going to be a mammoth video that's going to be brilliant. So I'm very excited to bring that to you in the next couple of weeks. Finally, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. The next goal is 50,000 subscribers. So let's see if we can get there.